Christmas sun, 'cause you're gonna get burned. Yeah, you're gonna get burned.
Hi guys, so it's me, Tartarus Queen Dragoness again, and if you can see in the front of your screen, we got a little bit of a political war that's going around in the United States, practically between two states. Now, with all that's been going around with this whole crazy censorship thing, this thing has kind of been under the rug and is being distracted on. Okay, being distracted on. Okay, nice use of grammar. Anywho. Here's the thing. So for those of you who don't know what the heck is going on, Trump essentially came up to my governor, Greg Abbott, in order to beg Greg Abbott to give 5 Senate seats in the House, right? But in order to do that, they have to end up redistricting, right? Unfortunately, the way that the redistricting happens in the state of Texas, for lack of better terminology and in dumb people terms, it's basically racial profiling during this whole gerrymandering thing, in which the districts are being gerrymandered and readjusted based on race. Who would have thought? So, yeah, in case you guys don't want, just want to kind of a little bit of a more normal breakdown, as far as I'm concerned, you can check out this guy's channel, Brian Tyler Cohen, on his videos about what the heck is going on over there. As much as I want to actually try to do an explanation of all of this, just go watch him over there. He knows what the heck he's talking about, and he's been keeping up to date with everything that's been going on. But as a native Texan here in the United States, I think this is the dumbest thing in the entire freaking world. For Trump to come over to my governor, which obviously, in case you guys don't know, there's a lot of transphobic laws being issued here in the state of Texas for no apparent reason other than to just look a little bit busy, okay? It's kind of like how my bosses are at Whataburger, who actually ended up, reorganizing the whole entire store, thinking that they're the big shot, but they're too damn poor or too damn bored to actually go home to their wife, ask them to get chaka chaka on the bed, and then, have a pizza and watching sports all the freaking time, right? They get bored about all that and yada yada yada. All right. So, here's the thing. Um, oh, I'm so wild for that. Anywho, so yeah, they're doing the whole redistricting thing around here. And right now, the Democrats have actually left the state right now. So in order to block the special session as it currently stands right now. Now, you guys are probably thinking, oh,
the Democrats are running away. They're a bunch of, little babies whining, crying.
Yada, yada, yada. I know about a couple of content creators that's going to be in this space that's going to be pulling off that kind of rhetoric, right? Yeah, that's the thing. But unfortunately, you guys don't know about political rules, okay? So this is within the rules, right? But here's the thing. It's kind of illegal. Well, actually, it is illegal for these Democrats to leave the state. Now, there is a potential that these people are going to end up getting arrested. And as it currently stands right now, the Democrats, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're all thinking. You're probably going to go, oh, hee hee ha ha, they're running with their tails between their legs. They're going to end up getting arrested. But also there's going to be that point in time to where people are going to be saying, oh, they're going to be poor by the end of 2 weeks whenever the special session comes into play. And they're asking for people for money and yada yada yada, hee hee ha ha. You guys are still whining, crying little babies. You sure about that? Because here's the thing. The way that these Democrats are actually doing this, well, the Republicans are going to actually end up hurting in the long run. Okay, they're putting on a brave face, but needless to say, you guys who are voting and stating the fact that your my Governor Greg Abbott, is the bravest man in the entire world. Well, that's one thing. Also, you guys run the risk of actually end up being one of the most poorest states in the entire nation, thanks to the whole thing that there could be cheating involved. That's gonna end up being exposed. You guys think that the Democrats are gonna end up being, lofty little babies. Well, here's the fact of the matter. Prices are gonna go higher. Housing is gonna end up being an issue here. And for some of you who are whining and crying about the fact, oh, I'm living in my house, you guys are still crying about the fact that your parents can't even give you an Xbox, much less your favorite candy, and sooner or later you're gonna end up in the back of a trailer witnessing the unga bunga in the back of the trailer, and you're gonna be blaming your parents saying,
why did you put me in this position? Well,
you asked for it. How about that? So, for those of you who are going to end up making fun of me, and the fact of the matter is that I side with the Democrats, in this case, okay, because I hate cheating. Alright, I really do hate cheating. But whoever throws the first punch, well, guess what? You're going to end up getting lambasted later on, and sooner or later, you guys are going to end up eating your own words when you have to actually witness something that you're not supposed to witness. Okay? Let's just put it that way. So we got another week and a half before everything comes to a close. And if Greg Abbott actually ends up calling for a new special session, that could put a damper on things, right? So here's the thing. Trump can't do anything without these Democrats. Okay? And even if the Democrats actually end up getting arrested, well, that could complicate a lot of things. So, for now, I want you guys to go to the pages of the donations for these Democratic householders in order to give them a little bit more leeway. Because, let's face it, there's a lot of people turning against Trump right now. A lot. A lot more than what people think. Or are being told by certain people. So, do your due diligence. Go and research about these Democrats that left the state. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm kind of rooting for these people. Because, let's face it, as much as I like living in the state with the whole 2A situation, this is just dumb. I'm going to keep it real with you. This is just dumb. And I'm rooting for these Democrats. So, you can make fun of me all you want, but that's my stance. That's my position. Go F yourself. And have a great day. Regresca de Bache and have one.